Boston fans were chanting, "We want Brooklyn," as the Celtics beat the Wizards, but I'm not so sure their head coach feels the same way. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ben Pickman and Wilton Jackson. And afterwards, Brad Stevens said the Celtics will do their best, but as a fan of the NBA, he's not sure he sees the Nets losing. So, I mean, he's not really wrong here, Wilton. I would pick the Nets in this series, probably in a sweep. But if you're a Celtics player, do you like hearing those sort of comments from your head coach?
Robin, I don't think the Celtics players should feel the type of way about Brad Stevens' comments. I think this was a situation here where he was just being given credit where credit is due to a really, really, really talented Nets team. And, kudos to the Celtics for getting into the play-in tournament and getting a win last night against the Wizards. But up against the Nets, they just really don't stand a chance. I mean, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, too much foul power, too much offensive power. And it's just going to be a mismatch. And I just don't see them getting a win against the Nets in this series.
And Ben, when you look at this, there's some connecting tissue, right? I mean, the big trade that the Celtics won once upon a time, their reward for it is facing this big three with the Nets. And I'm sure Celtics fans won't exactly be thrilled if they lose to Kyrie.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly not going to be thrilled to see Kyrie smile and dance with the basketball and shimmy and put up big numbers in this first-round series, a first-round series that, as you both said, is probably going to be 4 or 5 games. But I also don't think Celtics fans have a lot of expectations for this postseason run. As Wilton said, this is a team that has really kind of underperformed and limped to the finish line this season, right? After a number of years of conference finals appearances, this is a team that in 2020 had the number 4 offense, number 4 defense, and has slipped significantly in both categories. They come in banged up with Jaylen Brown missing this series, out with a wrist injury, out for the season. And so, you're going to need a lot of miracle performances from Jason Tatum to even give them a puncher's chance. I don't really think they even have that, right? You look at it against the Wizards, Tatum scores 50, Kemba Walker adds 29. They end up with just 118 points. Is that going to be better than any of the Nets point totals in any games? I'm not really sure, right? Maybe this will be a good series for the Celtics in terms of Aaron Nesmith's development and the development of someone like Robert Williams and getting their role players some reps. Going to need a big series for Marcus Smart. But, I agree with you guys. This is Brad Stevens, I think, maybe just trying to motivate his team a little, acknowledge the truth of the situation and say, this is a really tough team we're coming up against. I don't really blame him either for telling the truth on this one.
Yeah, maybe he's just saying what everybody else is thinking.